Reporting in from Sector 11, I'm Devin,
And I'm Peter.
and you are listening to the Godder Damm Gazette.
That's a good intro. I like that.
Thank you. Well, Peter, thank you so much for joining me here on the Godder Damm Gazette. This has been something that we've talked about for a while, and I'm really excited to have you here. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Peter Rono, and I sing in a band called Kaonashi. I guess people would know us best from like doing the cruise, you know what I mean? Like within the Koei community. But we've also done like one show with them. And we've always just associated ourselves with Koei and Cambria. That's like one of our biggest influences, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And to start things off,
Yeah.
what are your top 3 Coheed songs? What is your favorite Coheed album? And how did you get into Coheed and Cambria?
Top 3 songs. My number 1 song is Feathers. That's like my favorite Coheed song. That like, I don't know, should change my life. Like that, then I would say like 10 Speed. I loved that song. Like that shit blew my mind. That was in Rock Band actually. And then third one. I like answering songs like or questions like these immediately, you know what I mean? I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I really gotta think about the third one. The first thing that came to mind was Time Consumer. Like I love that song. But I mean, Welcome Home it was the introduction, you know what I mean? So honorable mention, I gotta mention that, but I think top 3 would be Feathers. In order, number 1, Feathers, then 10 Speed, then Time Consumer. And the way that I got into them was and I should say my favorite record by them is No World for Tomorrow. You know, controversial opinion. I'm sure some people are going to stop listening right here, but I'm standing on that. I've been through the storm like Holly Berry. You know what I mean? I've been through it with that opinion. I don't care. I love that album. It's my favorite. The way I got into them, it was through the game Rock Band. It was I think the year 2007. There was this mall, Granite Run Mall. We used to go there on the weekend, and me and my brother, we used to go to the arcade there, and he would like, you know, I don't know. I just have always kind of been a reserved person. You know what I mean? So I would go, but I wouldn't really socialize. You know what I mean? I would just like hang around the people who were hanging out. And I found out there was this other arcade. It was like a console arcade called Virtual Rush. And they had like, you know, a bunch of computers with like, I guess, like Halo 2, like The Sims, like Call of Duty and shit. They had like an Xbox 360 there. They had all this shit. And I just went because I was like, I don't know. It's away from where everyone else is. You know what I mean? It just fit perfectly for me. And I remember sitting in the beanbag and playing Rock Band because I'd already played Guitar Hero. I already had that game, Guitar Hero 2. So it was like Kiss was on there and all kinds of bands, but they didn't really have any like post hardcore. You know what I mean? And I was playing Rock Band and I was playing like Say It Ain't So by Weezer, playing Black Hole Sun. And like I was like, dude, these songs are amazing. The songs are so much better on Rock Band. And then I played Welcome Home. I was like, dude, this is the craziest song I've ever fucking heard. I was like, I love this. Like, I just want more of this. So I was already having such a good personal time alone at Virtual Rush And then I just found this song. It just felt very, I don't know, for me, you know? And it was empty there. It was dead. Like it wasn't a packed arcade. So it really felt like a singular personal experience. So I went home and I was just like, Coheed and Cambria. Like, I want to know everything about this band. So on Wikipedia and shit. And I was reading, it was like, oh, they're progressive metal. I'm like, oh, well, what's progressive metal? So it's like listening to, like, I don't know, King's X or fucking like all these really old dad bands and shit. Like, what's progressive rock? And I remember going on Last FM. It was like, if you like Coheed and Cambria, you'll like, I don't know, Fear Before the March of Flames. Like, it was the most, because it was such a Trojan horse of a band for me. You know, that song, in my opinion, like Welcome Home video game edit. It gets so much deeper than that, you know? And just finding post-hardcore that way, emo and all this shit, I was like, what the fuck did I just stumble upon? You know? So it changed my life. It really did. Like, I'm trying to chase that feeling to this day.
With regards to your band, I mean, obviously, I'm a Coheed fan, and then that led me to see one of their openers, and that opener's opener was Hail the Sun. And then through seeing Hail the Sun, obviously, Sufferer has Shane in it, and through seeing Sufferer, you guys opened at the Kingsland in Brooklyn, and that was my first Kaonashi show. And I didn't get it at first. I'll be honest, I did not get it at first. And then I saw you guys again at the Voltage Lounge with the Fall of Troy.
Yeah.
And a Philly KO show is crazy. That was like, I get it. But you guys also had opened for Coheed this last tour. How was that experience for you?
Dude, it was so surreal. I feel like it's just such a wild idea to concept, or such a wild idea to like comprehend. You know what I mean? It was amazing. Just, they're awesome as people. I haven't been able to like really lock in and talk to them because like I just be nervous as fuck. You know what I mean? They're already busy, but like just they were just happy to even have us there, and that blew my fucking mind. And the show went over so well. I'm so used to trying to win people over and being so polarizing and just so much resistance when we play, and having to be like, fuck it, you're gonna like it. You know what I mean? Or not. I don't fuck, you know? And it was just so awesome. I felt so embraced and understood while playing to that crowd in Harrisburg. So it was amazing, because that's not the case a lot of the time. Damn near never. It's like never the case. Having it just make sense when we play. But that's why I love Coheed. Like, from an early age, it's always been like, they are a polarizing band and they stand on that, you know? And I feel like shit revolves around them in a way, where I used to go on gigposters.com in study hall and just look up Coheed lineups. I would just look at these flyers and I'd be like, what the fuck? They would just take, AFI. They would just take Rainer Maria, dude, like anything. And I'm like, they're not playing by other people's rules. They just made their own fucking world. You know? You can't be like, that doesn't make sense. It's like, well, it doesn't fucking matter. It's what they wanted to do. And I just took so much inspiration from that. It was kind of just my blueprint, where it's like, make the songs you want to make and play it how you want to play it. And just so many people in the comments, even like when I first found them, you know, back then, I don't get it. What the fuck? Sounds like a girl. It's bad. And I'm like, how do y'all not see what I'm seeing? And that like inspired me. That resistance, you know, that fucking being so misunderstood. I feel like I could relate to that. I don't know. Seeing them take like fucking Soul Glow, Mannequin Pussy, Power Trip, Sheer Mag, whoever the fuck they want to take. You know what I mean? Moving Mountains, Pierre's Become the Teeth. Like I'm talking lineups too, you know? Torch. Like my favorite one that I saw, it was the fucking 4-1 tour. It was like Cody Cambria, Me Without You, Blood Brothers, Dredge. I'm like, that is so sick. That is so crazy. And it's like going and finding those bands because of Coheed, I was like, they just do whatever they want. They take whoever they want. Taking Between the Buried and Me, you know? I love it, bro. I really... I felt like one of those bands on the show. You know, because we're like, I don't know. To a regular person, they'd be like, well, I don't understand why Kaonashi's playing this. You know what I mean? Like, Coheed don't have breakdowns or whatever the fuck. It's not a mosh band. But I'm like, you don't understand. Like, they will take whoever they want. And to even be considered for that, to even have it happen, like, it was such an honor. It really was.
Well, I think you are that band because when you played the SS Neverender, you made it your own. You called it the SS Neverhome, and you played pretty much the entire discography, full EP playthroughs, 2 in one night, full albums. Do you have anything special planned for the upcoming SS Neverender?
We do, 100%. Definitely not disclosing it, you already know, but yes, yeah, there is a plan. I don't think we could just play a few sets and go to the buffet. Like, no, it's going to be like planned out, and we get that from Coheed too. Everything got fucking 14 steps to it, and there's a secret 15th step that no one knows. You know what I mean? Just passionate about our art is art. It's not just some songs we play at a bar. It's like very thought out.
Children of the Fence love a good origin story.
Yeah.
How did Kaonashi form, and what have your influences been throughout the years?
Yeah. Like, Kaonashi started in 2012. I started the band back then with my friend German. He played drums. My friend Juan, he played guitar. They were brothers, German and Juan. They still are. And then our friend Jazz. Right? I had to clarify that. And our friend Jazz, who played guitar as well. And I was just been trying to start a band, like, for years. Ever since I just realized how realistic it could be, you know what I mean? I was just like, all right, I gotta get this going. Also, Diary of a Wimpy Kid shit, like trying to get the gang together, you know what I mean? And like, it's so hard to be like, hey, let's like write some music that sounds like Maximum the Hormone. And you know, nobody wants to do that shit, but I wanted to. I've even been trying to. Kaonashi is my first band. I never had any other bands. So I was like, I'm fucking doing this from then to now. So I just knew them from like some random shit. Like, I kept trying to get people together because I moved from Philly to Westchester for school. I lived with my grandma, and there weren't really any like scene kids in Philly. You know what I mean? No one that I could like start a band with. Nowhere to practice drums at and shit. So I go to this school in Westchester, and I see like scene kids for the first time. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And there's other people that listen to this shit. So I like one by one was like waiting outside people's like fucking classrooms, like, hey, do you play music? Like, and I just got all these people together. Mind you, they knew each other. They grew up together. I didn't know them. So I got all these kids together, and then this dude, Dan, and he was like a drug rug, like Expendables, like Pepper, like he listened to shit like that. You know what I mean? He wasn't like a metal drummer. I got them all to meet at Dan's house, and they all knew each other. They're like, Sean? You know, like they looked at each other like, nobody. I tried to get them together. Like, all right, guys, it's going to be like Deftones, but it's going to be like, you know, we didn't do anything. That was like the first attempt. And then I got like a church drummer. I was just picking and choosing local musicians, just trying to get these people together. Like, hey, do you listen to Glassjaw? It's like, no. I listen to like Nirvana. It's like, okay, good enough. Meet me here at 7 p.m. And like just some bullshit. And my brother randomly met German, the original drummer, just on the street in Westchester because he had like a Attack shirt on. And he's like, yeah, I play drums. My brother's moving back up here. He plays guitar. And I was like, oh, really? I planned on that, bro. I was like, oh, a new drummer. And he listens to Necrophagus. I'm like, dude, you got to be in my band. So, like, I finally just got them together. And we used to just play, like, originally it started as, like, for anyone listed, like, I guess if you know, like, Oceana or, like, Heights from the UK, it started with more of that sound where it was very... This was 2012, so it was Tumblr era. A lot of fucking tie-dye and fucking Native American like swag. That's the stuff that we were into back then. And like, I don't know, a lot of just repetitive ass beats on the toms, tremolo guitar, and like doing some like spoken word over it. It did not sound like how it sounds now. You know what I mean? Very inspired by like Big Ass Notion and shit like that. Decoder, if anyone knows that band. And then I heard Rising Sun by Straight from the Path. And I was just like, holy shit, dude. This is what I want to sound like. You know? So we just started writing heavier stuff. And German and Juan worked at a pizzeria in Westchester called Amore. And Alex was also working there. Alex is from Lehigh Valley, but he was going to school in Westchester. So one of them, German, or Juan or Alex, was listening to Spice Nikon, and the other one was like, hey, what the fuck? You know, and started talking. So y'all got a band, you should join. So then Juan tells Alex to call me or text me. And I give him the interview. I'm like, okay, man, that's cool that you play, but like, what do you listen to? And he was like, well, I like Misery Signals and I like Coheed and Cambria. And I was like, you like Coheed and Cambria? I was like, well, that's cool, man. Like, we'll see if you got what it takes. I was on some bullshit, but I was like, nah, this is awesome. He likes Coheed and Cambria. I love Coheed and Cambria too. So we meet up, and that same fucking day we write Exit. That was like the first song we wrote together. And we still play that shit. Yeah. That was the first link. Like, we wrote Exit in Alex's fucking kitchen. So now it's German, Juan, Jazz, Peter, Alex. And then we, you know, rehearse and we play the first shows and it's like going good. And then, I mean, fast forward to like 2015, December 2015, Peo is in the fold now. Some members have changed. And we play our first show with him. And it's like, hey, so like, what bands do you listen to? What's like your favorite bands? He's like, oh, I like Mom to Ashes, Pantera, Coheed and Cambria. I'm like, you like Coheed and Cambria? And I was just like goosebumps in that moment. I'm like, dude, this might be my fucking drummer, you know? Because just that's the through line of Kaonashi is Coheed and Cambria. It's in the spirit of this band. And yeah, that was like, I don't know. The fact that that happened a second time, you know, Coheed, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this is sick. And the inspiration really, like, it's changed throughout the years. You know what I mean? It really started out, I wanted to do this, like, spoken word, emotional, ambient kind of thing. Then it was like, I want to do this noisy, you know, hardcore, like, mosh kind of thing. And then that was, like, Native, the first release. Then when we did, like, X Prayers, it was more like, well, let me bring back in that ambience and that spoken word. You feel me? And then Jet was a big inspiration, and it just kept changing and growing. You know what I mean? Never Home EP was sort of like realizing, oh, like, people are affected by my words positively. Just really realizing my potential, you know? and then like doing why did you do it? You'll understand the single into why did you do it. It was like, okay, I'm really gonna channel what got me here in the first place, which was a lot of the, equal vision shit. Moshing is cool. We got the people to mosh. I just want people to mosh. But what if I can make them feel the way those bands made me feel, like Fear Before, and you see what I'm saying? I didn't emulate a lot of those deep influences because I didn't think I could get that reaction, And then I realized, I can do more than just make the crowd fucking mosh. And that's how I kind of approached, I could sing to these people too. That's how Why'd You Do It came about. Like just realizing our potential really. And trying to push further. Try to do more than just have a Philly show popping. Just do more.
Well, I have a special guest to ask you a question, actually.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
You're just talking about Native. What's the secret song on the Native CD?
I'm not going to lie. I don't remember. I'm not saying that just for the podcast. This isn't like a secret. I genuinely don't remember. And, it was so crazy on the last tour. Like, my boy Jacob came through with a Native CD, and it was like full circle because I don't have one. I haven't seen that since October 2013, the release show. Like, we made those CDs, like staples, stock jewel cases. You know what I mean? Like, it was X-Acto knife to make the little insert. Like, we made like a few of them the day of the release show. And from 2013 to 2024, I have not seen one of those in person. So I don't even know how he got it. And I'm like, I don't even remember burning the CDs. I don't remember the secret song. So I'm wondering that too. I should hit him up. I'm going to text him right now. And be like, send me the fucking song that's on there. Wait, how did you find out about a secret song? Did someone post about it?
No, I mean, listen, man, enough digging and you find some information out. Also, everybody on Discogs that owns the physical CD, I messaged them and I was like, yo, do you have the song?
Everybody on Discogs. There's multiple people posting about it on Discogs?
There's 4 people that have it. And the one that sold was for $1,000. And I imagine that's the CD that you just saw.
Dude, that is so insane to me. I was like tired as fuck when they told me about that, and I like could not comprehend it. $1,000? I'm reading this. Nevixed. Apparently, there's a secret track on the CD release of Native. That a secret track, bro. I'm genuinely wondering this too. He's online. He's active now. I'm gonna ask him for it right now. We'll see. I'll keep you updated.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
You should keep me updated. Y'all know more than me at this point. Who the fuck sold it for $1,000, bro? Come on, knock it off.
Right, that's rude.
I know it's a recession, but that's crazy. Fucking send me half. The fuck, $1,000. Like, I hate that genuinely. I hope you're listening. Don't do that. If anyone has one, fucking don't sell it. I really don't like shit like that. Selling, like, I don't know, just buying something and just flipping it, or like, I buy band shit because I like it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I don't think there's enough of an excuse to be like, I had to sell it. No, you didn't. I had to turn up and sell it for triple the price. Not even triple, bro. This shit was like $5. But anyway, I love Cody Cambria.
Well, shout out to my wife, Alyssa Marie, for those of you who are listening. That was our,
shout out, Alyssa.
Special guest. So you said you found out about the CD and you were a little sleepy when you did. So
yeah,
I mean, touring, I can't imagine hitting the road as hard as you guys do. How do you keep your voice healthy on tour?
Man, I don't. I try to, but I'm not gonna hold you. Or at least on the last tour, it was like really rough. I try to just be on top of it, like instead of preventing it and not fixing it, instead just doing my warm-ups and drinking my tea and really, that's it, dude. Like, honestly, the best thing I've done for my voice is get my fucking CPAP machine. Because, like, I have bad sleep apnea, and I went years touring and drinking malt liquor and not fucking doing anything about it. And it's like, yo, who would have fucking thought that getting oxygen to my brain in my sleep would help? But it's a demo. Okay. That's crazy. I'm gonna tell him, send it to me. He replied, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize.
Me. What demo? But yeah, when I'm actually on tour, like we just did our first headlining tour, hour-long set every night. And I've learned I really need to pace myself. Because I used to come out the gate just, I don't care, just screaming. You know what I mean? Like, and I want that feeling. It is extreme music, but I really need to, like, learn to pace myself, So those are the three things I do. I just stay hydrated, I do my warm-ups, and I pace myself. Because it's easy to do that. Just, run and gun when it's like a 30-minute set, 20-minute set. When it's an hour, it has to be fucking thought out.
The Second Chance at Forever songs, those are a little bit softer. Did that help preserve your endurance?
No. Those shits are harder to play and sing than the metal songs, I guess you could say. Like, but I love having that variety. You know what I mean? It's so weird. Like, it's harder to do like Blood Red than it is to do We Got One. It's just because quality control, I feel like I'm trying to go from the Chariot and this crazy spastic, music to like control, clarity, and like trying to have both in one set, chaos and clarity. It's easy to just throw your mic in the air and fucking go crazy. It's hard to like fucking hit everything perfectly. But I love it. It's getting better.
I think really I saw a huge change on that Mugshot tour that you did, that co-headliner. That was like, a longer set than I'm used to seeing from you guys. And it was consistently really, really good. And you have a ton of features out there, some with Mugshot, with murals, and, you perform that as well. So what does it take for someone to get you on a song and then also perform it live?
$30 USD. No, I'm playing. Like, I don't know. I just gotta fuck with what you're doing. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of features on some, dude, yeah, I fuck with the band, I'll do it. Or like, do me a favor, please do this. We're trying to get up. And then no one ever follows up. You know what I mean? They break up after. I can't stand that. Like, I like doing it if you're making some sick art, and I'm really trying to, like, I don't know, do something special. Because it's not like I'm doing it. I really did not start a metalcore band for the money. Lord knows it's not there. It's like, it's really just for the art, And I don't think a lot of my peers, this art form that I chose, metalcore, I don't think a lot of them look at it as art. Like, we're not just writing like some songs. It's like, it's more than just a song. So your shit has to be more than just a song, is what I'm trying to say. Like, that's the requirement. There has to be some meaning behind it. It's not just, hey, I wrote a heavy thing, like, can you like scream on it? It's like, well, let's do something better than that. More than that. That's the way I look at it.
And you absolutely bring that to the live performances too. Like, that's what makes Coheed so special. Is you go to the show and there's something about it. And I feel the same way about Kaonashi shows.
Thank you.
Of course, man. And I think a large part of that has to do with you playing the floor. You are in there with the audience.
Yeah.
When was the first time you did that, and what led to the decision to like just have everyone surrounding you like that?
It was the Chariot, to be honest. Like, that is, equally one of my influences. You know, Kobe like kind of just taught me just I can do anything I want to, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like style and purpose, I kind of learned that shit from the Chariot, you know? And it just, I'm looking at the Facebook right now, scrolling down, trying to remember the exact first time. I just learned it from them. It just made so much sense. And a lot of that mathcore and sass and grind, it was just so sick. Like the first show I went to, or the second, excuse me. Well, yeah, I should bring this up. The first show I went to was Alisana, Drop Dead Gorgeous, I Set My Friends on Fire, Fear Before the March of Flames. Yeah. And like I was going for Fear Before, and I discovered all the other bands there. And it was a sold out show. It was packed. It was crazy. It was fun. The next show that I went to was The Bronx and Trash Talk and Trophy Scars. And it was like the complete opposite, basically, of the other one. It wasn't sold out. It wasn't a bunch of scene kids. It was a Sunday night. It was like a dead show, but it was an amazing show. Everyone that was there was fully engaged. And Lee from Trash Talk played on the floor. And seeing that, the difference between the packed Friday night Alisana show and like the Sunday night cold show. You know what I mean? It's cold outside, dude. And I was like, it was a fucking school night. I had school the next morning. And I'm like, yo, you could just set up on the floor? That's crazy. I'll never forget that. Seeing him do that, I was like, dude, I want to do that as much as I can. I think the first time I did it, damn, I don't know. I'll come back to that. I'm still scrolling. I will come back to that question. I'm going to literally find the first time I did it.
Oh, well, we appreciate that. That's some deep dives.
No, of course, bro. I have to.
You have some re-recordings of older material coming out. How was it revisiting these songs after a decade?
Dude, it was fucking insane. Honestly, like screaming those songs again. It's just, it made me realize how much we've grown, you know? Because I'm like, these easy ass patterns, these simple ass lyrics, and not in a bad way. It's just, I was younger. I didn't know as much as I know now. And it was, it felt good, honestly. Because I'm like, Peter back then could have never imagined what Peter right now is doing. You know, I got like stories to tell with this new shit. Like a lot. There's all this thought put into it. Back then, it was just like, this is how I feel. Da, 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 da. And like, now it's just so much more dense. So it felt good, honestly.
So what exactly is going to be released with these re-recordings?
I can't give the drop just yet. I can't give it yet. Right. It's going to be worth it. Once I get the thumbs up, I'm going to come back and give the exclusive scoop on the GDG podcast. So stay tuned on here for the news. But as of right now, it's very top secret, Roswell style.
Oh, okay.
Also, 2014. That was it. January 5th, 2014. We played at the Note in Westchester. That same venue I worked at. That same venue where fucking the Trash Talk show was. It was This is the Apocalypse, Shai Hulud, Sirens and Sailors, Kaonashi, and Varials. I played the floor on that show. I was like, dude. And there's a picture. There's a picture of me on the floor, actually. I'll send it in the chat right now. And I remember that feeling. That was very full circle. Even back then. You know what I mean?
Now, if you could recommend a couple songs, or if there's one that comes to mind right away, for a new fan of Kaonashi to listen to, what song would you pick?
Sarah and the Scrape Knee immediately. That's definitely not like, you know, that's a biased ass answer. I fucking love that song. But like a well-rounded one. Honestly, I'd say Blue Pop. I think that's like a very well-rounded Kaonashi song. But my favorite, like what I would show someone, is Sarah, because it's such an extreme song, in my opinion, and it's so like subject matter and musically, it's so polarizing. So that's my vote.
That is probably my second favorite song of the discography.
Really?
The way that opens with the ding on the cymbals, and then it just Sarah scraped her knee. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, bro. That is like, I love that fucking song. I want to sound check with it. I want to play it every night. It's so heavy and weird and just everything I like about music. I'm not gonna lie, man. That is, I don't know. The breakdown is just like very despised icon. That's my favorite one. And like, honestly, Blue Pop was my favorite one. Like when it first was written, it came out. I don't know what it is about that song. That could have been a single, you know? It's such an accessible, catchy song, but it's so deep in the album. And Dear Lemon House is already a fucking like dense album that it's like this this oasis in the middle of the record. You know what I mean? Where it's just verse, chorus, verse. Yeah, those are like two of my favorite Kaonashi songs. Sarah the Scraped Knee and Blue Pop.
So we're going to move on to the concept side of things because we love a good concept band.
Hell yeah.
So first, I'm seeing this picture. Are you wearing a red flannel?
Yeah.
That's so Morgancore. It's insane.
Yeah, that was like just the swag back then, bro. Like the red flannel was all the fucking time. Like 2012, 2014, Tumblr, just, yeah, that was my shit. Chestnut Street. And yeah, I didn't think about that. That is extremely fucking Morgan. I damn near look like Morgan in that picture. It's so weird. I didn't even think about that. Scrolling and clicking this and sending it, it did not click until you just said that. It's fucking awesome.
Now, I know you said, talking specifically about Sarah and the Scraped Knee, that Sarah is your sister and not a character in the concept.
Yeah, or not at all.
Okay.
Which I love. I didn't clarify that, and that was on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, within the record, like, just because people are so, like, detective with the story that it's like, I like having dead ends like that. People are like, oh, Sarah, is this and that? It's like, it'll all be explained, you know what I mean, one day, but I kind of like how vague it is now. I think that we made it very straightforward, in my opinion. I've even made videos just explaining shit, but people are still like, I don't know what's going on. It will all be explained soon.
Would you be able to do just a quick recap of the story so far for our listeners?
Yeah, for sure. So it's based around these characters, these students that go to a high school called Lemon House High. The main character of the story is Jamie B. Moore. He's a senior at Lemon House High. Very tumultuous home life. Struggles with prescription drugs. You know what I mean? Struggles with drinking, bullying, all these things. Jamie goes to Lemon House High. Jamie has a bully named Morgan Montgomery. Morgan also struggles with a lot of these things. Struggles with like homophobia, bad parents, things like that. Jamie has a girlfriend named Casey Diamond. Casey also goes to Lemon House. Very manipulative, narcissistic, like very bad influence within Jamie's life. Then Jamie also has a best friend named Taylor Oxford. Just I don't want to give too much about Taylor yet, but yeah. And then there's a counselor of the high school who's played by me, just named the counselor. I don't know how to explain the counselor. I would best explain it as like him from Powerpuff Girls. Just like, I don't know what this dude's deal is. You know what I mean? But I feel like he's not here for a good reason. Yeah. And then Jamie has an older sister named Jackie. That's about all I'm going to give on Jackie. And yeah, these are all the characters. It all revolves around Jamie, in my opinion. And each character represents a year of high school. They all, are moving together. They're all the same time, but the story is told from each year of high school through each character. There's Dear Lemon House, You Ruined Me, senior year. That's the 2021 release. And that's Jamie's album, senior year. Then there's the Three Faces of Beauty. That's Morgan's EP. And that's junior year. So junior year of the story is told on that EP. Then there's A Second Chance at Forever. That's Casey's EP. The story's told from, her. And I'm going to leave it at that. You could assume what's next. For all my North American listeners. Yeah. I'm trying not to just be like, Snape kills Dumbledore. I'm not trying to do that. Like, I think I've given enough, context without just saying the fucking conclusion.
No, I mean, if I didn't know the story, I would be interested and have to learn more.
Yeah.
My mom actually had a shirt that says Snape kills Dumbledore on page 97 or whatever. And she wore it. I remember this. She wore it we went out to grab Burger King, and the person taking our order was like, I am on the chapter before it. Are you kidding? Like this.
Oh, no.
She was so mad at my mom. And I was like, that's crazy.
Oh, why would you walk around with that on, yo? The chapter before, that's so much dedication ruined on the clock.
The clock is crazy.
Yeah, that's so funny. I got the document open. You know the document. I'm trying to read and just actually just make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, that's pretty much everything.
So how did you come up with the story and the way in which it was released? Because that's really interesting to go in reverse. And that's how you get the full story.
It was I really credit it to Peo. You know what I mean? With the story, we collaborated on it together. It was 2016. I was working at Wawa. Me and Peo, he moved down from Massachusetts to Philly to do this band with me, to dedicate his life to this. And I was working third shift at Wawa, so he would take the band van, drive me to Wawa, sleep in the parking lot in the van, you know what I mean? And then I would come out third shift with Sizzlies to the van in the morning, and then we would drive to my house or to his work, and I would sleep in the van, and we were just going back and forth, listening to music, plotting on world domination, and just talking about how we want to do this. And it was him that was like, well, what if we did a concept? And just talking through our life experiences and the similarities, even though we lived such different lives, we really lived such similar ones. And we just wanted to do this concept for anyone else that felt the way that we did. You know what I mean? And the idea, we just kept building upon it together, But he was the one that was like, what if we were a concept band? We both love Coheed and Cambria. Me, Alex, Pale, we love Coheed and Cambria. Let's be our own Coheed and Cambria, And I really wanted it to be rooted in reality. Because I'm not going to lie, that's my favorite band. I'm always stand on that. But I don't know the story. I don't know what's going on. I'm listening for the post-hardcore and the emo and the metal. You know what I mean? And I like the idea that there's a story with them. I just like, I tried in like 2008 and I was like, man, this shit's going over my head. So I was like, I want to make a story that's like very fucking rooted in reality. This could have happened. And that's why we made the characters androgynous. I don't know if anyone's noticed these names I'm saying. Jamie, Casey, Morgan, Taylor, Jackie. These are androgynous names because it could have been anyone that these things happen to. It happens to everyone or a lot of people. You know what I mean? Men, women, young, old, like, so that's really how it came about.
You also have songs that are named after the characters, but they're acronyms, like Taylor, Morgan, and Casey. Is there any chance that you could share what those acronyms stand for?
There's no meaning behind it. I just thought it looked cool.
That's diabolical. You have people in the Discord trying to put together what these mean, man.
It's great. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, I can't wait till they hear this. That's a fucking breaking news story on the GDG podcast. Years of work for nothing. No, that's there is nothing behind it. Or maybe there is.
Now I'm back in. Maybe there is. I'm back in.
I love doing that. I love it. I can't reveal what it means. I can't. It's like, it's just not the time yet. There's so much I want to reveal. I had this idea, like, man, maybe I should make these little clips like Kaonashi fun fact of the day and just number them. Kaonashi facts 422 and just keep revealing little things in the story. But I'm like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to reveal nothing. I want people to find these things out, dude. There's so many things I put on record in 2018, 19, you know, whatever. And I'm like, should I just post a status? I just want to let it out, let me know to the world, because no one's picked up this thing I put down yet. And I'm like, I gotta wait. I just gotta fucking wait. Yeah, there's meaning behind all this shit, bro. We don't put too many years in for anything to be just, you know, randomly there. It's all there for a reason. I just can't reveal it. I can't reveal it just yet. I should make a playlist of those. Well, I guess there's not a Jamie. Jamie, Morgan, Casey, Taylor. I should do that. I never listened to that in order. I'm going to do that.
I think that's what I'm going to do after this podcast recording as well. Right.
That
sounds really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So out of all the characters, though, which one would be your favorite?
Morgan, immediately Morgan. I don't know. I just love that EP. I really do. Like, I'm so proud of that shit. Like, I guess Blood Red is one of my favorites too. I said Sarah and Blue Pop. I fucking love the song Blood Red, but I like Morgan because that was it's always been about Jamie. You know what I mean? From the beginning of doing this up until we fucking recorded Car Keys. It's always been Jamie. That's the main character. And that was Car Keys was my first time being able to just deepen the story. It was like pouring white wine on the fond. You feel me? It was like, oh, I get to just finally show there's more going on here, y'all. Because up until that, it was really just always, I was grilling the chicken, so to speak. It's just, oh, Jamie. And everyone's like, you know, oh my God, I'm Jamie too. I mean, that's what we wanted. But I'm like, you think that Morgan is this absolute fucking horrible person, but they're really not. Or at least this is why they acted the way they did, you know? So I'll say Morgan is my favorite character.
And on our way out of concept talk, Is there anything that you can share with us as to what we can expect from the next part of the story? And what does the future of the concept look like, both musically and in terms of a written narrative?
Yeah. The new record will be Taylor, and it will be freshman year. It will be the connection of all the dots. It will fully be just like context. It's an album of context, basically. It's like, oh, okay, that's why all this happened. You know what I mean? I think the way we wrote it, it was the most collaborative we've ever been as a band. Not just like musically, but story-wise too. So everything is so clear as day now. It's crazy. Like, I'm writing these lyrics, and of course I put myself in it, and it's personal, but it's really George Lucas at this point, or Peter Lucas, so to speak. It's like, I'm just writing a story, bro. I'm not even, this is fan fiction. It's not even like metal anymore. It's just like, there's so much to tell and say. You know what I mean? So people are going to listen and be like, oh, okay. It's just the conclusion of everything. What's the opposite of a conclusion? Because it's really the beginning. You know, it's context. That's what it is. And also moving forward, I mean, the focus for me now is, since that's going to be freshman year, since that's going to be the end, the facts, the truth, I want to put more Lemon House, just extras besides music, because it's always been music, but I've been doing things like the toys, you know what I mean, doing the keychains. I just want to make more, not merchandise, but just like, I want to do a fucking, I don't know, a comic book, bro, or something. Just shit, I'll shoot a short series, I don't know. Just, that is what I want to expand on, is making it like, oh, this was a fucking TV show. You know, this was a real thing where you don't even need to ever hear the songs to know the story. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I want to make it more than just, oh, we're like a metalcore band and there's like a story going on. Well, no, you could take away the music like it was never even a band. It was just Lemon House, the story. You know? I want to make it like that. It can be sold at fucking Barnes and Noble. That should be fire as fuck. Like, I want to make it a real brand.
You dubbed yourself Peter Lucas, but I'm also here with Peter G, Peter Hilton, Peter
Right.
Sam.
Right. Yes, sir.
You have a bunch of solo music out there. How is it working on music that is vastly different from the hardcore music that people mostly know you for?
Dude, it's like so inspiring. It's so relieving. It's like very positive. Like, being able to just express myself in a completely different way on my time, on my terms, it's like needed. Because everything, I'm telling you, this is my first band. I've done the same thing since 2012. Like, it's just Kaonashi. Every day is Kaonashi. And, you know, over the pandemic, I had to pump the brakes on this thing that I've been doing forever. You know what I mean? And I just had all this free time. And thank God I recorded the first couple of little rap songs before pandemic, because I was just sitting on them. You know, I was just in the house, and everything was always just art. And now I'm sitting in the house with nothing to do, nothing to put out. So I just decided to put it out. You know what I mean? Like, rap and electronic music and shit like that is just as much a part of me as Coheed is and as metal and, you know, hardcore is. But I never saw a way to express it in Kaonashi. That made sense to me. You know, I was listening to fucking Future and fucking Daft Punk while I was writing all this shit that we put out. It just doesn't come out in the songs because there's no 808s or there's no fucking, you know what I mean? But it's still in there, very much so. So being able to get that shit out it just made me like, it just affected me so positively that I was inspired to go do better with Kaonashi. You know what I mean? It was relieving. It really was, to express myself in a whole new way and to be a baby at something again, to be new at something again, like trying to get on local shows again, rapping. It's fucking awesome. Like, or booking myself, on something that's not Kaonashi, and meeting people that have no context of Kaonashi, because it defined me for so long that I'm like, okay, I'm not Kaonashi, I'm Peter. And that felt good to be just be new at something again.
So would you say that the writing process from Kaonashi features and your own solo music, was it difficult or just different?
It was just different. It wasn't difficult. Like, I try to just take a very simple approach to my like solo music. I don't even like just saying rap music because it is rap, but like I put other shit in there. You know what I mean? It has to be simple because Kaonashi isn't. It's so meticulous, thought out, and plotted on, and with the rap shit, it's like I just want to like, get a Arnold Palmer and just fucking rap, and I don't even want to sit on it. I like export that shit. I want to upload it as soon as I can. It's supposed to be the stream of consciousness expression sort of thing. There's no story to tell. It's just expression. Whereas Kaonashi is the literal opposite. It's fucking thought out. It's like, and I try to have that stream of consciousness as much as I can with Kaonashi. A lot of the lyrics I write the night before recording them, but it's very thought out, and the rap music is not.
So what would your favorite song from your solo projects be?
My favorite song? First one that came to mind was 20 Tears. I'm about to look up right now on my Spotify, because that was the first one where I was like, dude, this is like a good fucking song. Like 20 Tears. And just the video. When I first saw that video, the music video for it, it like had the same effect as when I first got the mixes back for like Native. Like goosebumps. Like, I can't believe this is mine. And to be this far into making music and have that feeling again, it just lit the fire again. Like, dude, this is mine. Yeah, I would just say that 20 Tears, absolutely.
I gotta give it up for At More to Sustain.
Dude, thank you.
5, 10, 15, 20, and
Yeah.
of course, 2 Pink Starbursts and a bottle of effing.
Dude, that is such like deep cut songs, dude. Like, even within this deep cut of my solo shit, it's like a lot of people, I don't know if anyone even remembers that one. Thank you, bro. The 2 Pink Starbursts, that was like, I couldn't even think of what to put over that beat. And I was just like, I'm just going to freestyle it. Like, fuck it. You know what I mean? And yeah, that like, they're all so special to me because of the context of the project. It's so personal. All of it, It's so, there's nothing to gain. Like, I'm only doing this because I love it. You see what I'm saying? It's so within that. So I appreciate you for listening to it, man, because really all of them are special to me. Each and every one has like a story of just like the place I was at doing it at the time, I like to do them all together, like each project. Like, I'm talking within one recording session. Like, we just meet up, I have a Google Drive of a bunch of beats, and we record 7 songs. It's like, all right, well, that's it. That's the project. That's the mixtape. I don't like to cross them over. They're all done within one period. So I look at like Nothing Rising Yellow, or I look at Nothing Rising Purple, and it's a time and place and a moment each release. You know what I mean?
Well, when you're not cooking in the studio, you can be found cooking in the kitchen the Peter way.
Correct.
So, what is your favorite food to make? What is your favorite food to eat? And how did you get to be such a good chef, man?
My favorite food to make is chicken Alfredo. My favorite food to eat, honestly, is chicken Alfredo. The way that I got good, it was the pandemic. It's so funny. I worked in a kitchen at the fucking Note for years, and I just didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm missing fucking for the fallen dreams for this shit. Like, I didn't care. But once I started cooking on my own terms for myself, that was kind of over pandemic that I really got good at it. You know what I mean? Like, I was just in the house, bro. I was bored. There's nothing to do. It's like, fuck it. Let me just like try, and just looking up videos and recipes on Instagram and shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to try to make that food that I love, and learning how to do it the right way each time. It's like, that was really where it came from. I would change my answer. My favorite food to make, I'd say fried rice. Because I feel like I got that shit down so well at this point, where it's such an easy thing to make. But if you have everything you need, it just takes it to the next level. If you have oyster sauce and you have fresh ginger and garlic and like scallions, like, because you could just make it whatever, butter and rice in a pan or whatever. But like, if you got the lit shit, it just is instantly 10 times fucking better. And I usually have the lit shit for it. Like, shout out to fucking Asian Fresh Grocery. That shit is so important. If there's an Asian grocery store in your neighborhood, you need to go to that shit. Just take the time, get some gochujang, some mirin, some oyster sauce. You know what I mean? Some fish sauce, Shaoxing cooking wine. It will just make your food just better. It doesn't need to be like Crisco and Velveeta all the time. Like, you can have something different.
Well, there is one recipe that I was going to ask you about.
I'm not saying you, by the way. I'm talking to the audience.
Oh, no.
I just realized how rude that could have sounded.
No, we love the Asian grocery store. I got gochujang. We got some vinegar going for the steam buns,
Dude, it's so important. I'm like, groceries don't just have to be like some shit from like ShopRite or, Sam's Club. You could get stuff to just elevate your cooking. Like, it's my favorite. Oh, and the international grocery store, bro. The Pakistani grocery store in Philly. Just getting the garlic powder from there. Just getting the chili powder from there. It's just, the shit don't gotta be McCormick. Like, it can get better. It can be better. We can live a better life.
Well, the recipe that I wanted to ask you about is, what is the recipe for a meaningful life?
I can tell you right now, bro. So first, everything bagel. Cut in half. Wegmans hash brown patty in the air fryer.
Wegmans, let's go.
Yeah, I fuck with Wegmans. Cherry Hill Wegmans. I'm in a group chat called Cherry Hill Wegmans, dude. Like, that is my favorite grocery store. It's just clean and well stocked and nice, bro. I don't know what it is about Wegmans store brand shit. I just feel like it hits different, dude. Like, I will pick that shit every time. But yeah, the recipe for me for life is essentially just a sausage, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel with a hash brown patty. That's like, man, that's the best.
So you have this iconic shirt behind you, the green ghoul shirt. You actually have a KO shirt with you wearing that shirt on it.
You want to hear some shit? This is a blanket. This is a blanket. My boy Upgrade, shout out Upgrade. He gave this to me on tour. This is a fucking blanket. I like, Liquid Blue. Liquid Blue. Shout out Liquid Blue.
Are you talking Upgrade as in Upgrade Hip Hop?
Yes, absolutely.
That is the guy right there.
Yes, he is, bro. Shout out Upgrade. We played with him in Las Vegas, and he brought that for me, dude. I was so hype on it. And I was like, dude, I'm hanging this shit up. That's such a, like, I don't know. I love this fucking blanket. And then I've got the shirt right next to me too. But it just comes from the hip hop influence in Kaonashi. You know what I mean? Like Juicy J, 3 6 Mafia. I saw that shirt in middle school and I'm like, that is the coolest shit I've ever seen. Like, I wanted to get a blue one. There's a blue and a red one, but they're out of my size, dude. That's the thing about Liquid Blue. They got sick ass clothes, but they don't restock anything. It's so annoying, dude. I would have so many more shirts like that, just crazy shirts, if they would just stock their shit.
What about the 9 hoodie? That's like an iconic.
Oh, yeah, the 9, dude. So it's actually, those are G's. Yeah, it's from a brand called Gino Green Global. And those are supposed to be G's. They're fucking 9s, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to say Gino Green Global. And that was another just like 2000s hip hop brand where a lot of the rappers would wear that shit. You know what I mean? Like, like Lil Wayne, fucking Mano, Papoose, like Gino Green Global. I always get some random people on tour that are just like, you know, no one at the show knows what it is. There's always some guy at a gas station or something. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I haven't seen that in years. Like, that's my favorite feeling. Yeah, it's a sick ass picture of T-Pain wearing it. About to send it.
Oh, that's actually an insane picture.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Wait, I had to stop. That's crazy. No, those are 9s. I get how they could be G's, but those are definitely 9s.
Yeah, I'm like, they're 9s for sure. And I don't ever clarify to anybody. Like, I'm just like, thank you, man.
So next month, you guys will be kicking off a spring tour with Kim Dracula, Hanabi, and Crystal Lake. You guys are actually playing one of my favorite venues, the Paramount in Huntington, New York. I used to work there, and in the green room, when you guys are there, there is a giant keywork on the wall that somebody drew. But
yeah,
what can you tell me about this tour? Is there anything new that you guys might be debuting there? And why should people come out to see Kaonashi on this Live Nation tour?
Yeah, dude, I'm so hyped for this tour because it's like Kaonashi's a very, I'm trying to think of how to explain it. It's a polarizing ass band. You know what I mean? And I think the bands on this tour with us are also very polarizing. Like Kim Dracula, Crystal Lake, like Hanabi. It's like such extreme music in the sense of like, it's not just some casual, you know what I mean? It's like Kim Dracula's crazy music. And I think we fit with this lineup. Might not even be musically. It's definitely not musically, but it's the feeling that you get listening to all of us. People can love or hate all 4 of our bands, you know? So I'm trying to look at this like it's so outside of what we're from that I can win a lot of people over. That it's new. It's day one for so many people. I don't ever want to be stagnant, you know? I like the idea that someone's never heard Kaonashi before. And they can just be like, wait, what the hell? It's kind of the way, to bring it back to Coheed, you see them and you're like, well, I don't know who Russian Circles is, you know? I don't know who fucking whoever is. Like, that's an amazing feeling. And I want to be that for somebody. I really think that's how it's going to go. Like, some kid that has no idea about the Chariot or Straight for the Path or Misery Signals, like, they're just going to see us and be like, wait, what? Like, what kind of band was that? I aspire for that every time we play. And there's going to be some new stuff for sure. This is like, with the freedom, with being so unknown on a show like this, we can do whatever we want. You know, there's kind of no expectation. I mean, and if there is expectation, then I'm sorry, but I was just going to do what I wanted to do anyway, dog. I'm sorry. But it's like, we can just do anything. We can be heavy. We can be light. We can just it's a first impression every fucking night. And that's like my favorite part.
Well, Peter, thank you truly so much for spending this time with me and for sharing parts of your life with the listeners of the Godder Damm Gazette and the Coed community. And is there any place that we can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. KaonashiPA.com has all the news about Kaonashi, everything that's going on. We've got a Discord that you can join. It's also at KaonashiPA.com. New music, new just everything. You know what I mean? Like this year, 2025, we're pushing the idea of Kaonashi. We've shown that we can write a song. You know what I mean? I just want to show now that there's a lot more to the song. Like you can listen to a band anytime, but I want to be more than a band. And that's really the focus. Like, so you can find all of that stuff at KaonashiPA.com. And there's we got Instagram, you already know, like, you know, KaonashiPA on IG, TikTok, Twitter. At this point, y'all know that. But if you like Coed and Cambria, I think you'll see that we come from the same place as them. You know what I mean? We are a product of that band. And it might not even be musically all the time, but I think in ethics of creating art, it's always there. So thank you.
Of course. This has been another episode of the Godder Damm Gazette. I'm Devin.
And I'm Peter.
Over and out, Connecticut. We'll see you next time.
The ones you love will hurt you the most. So
It is just an audio podcast.
Oh, okay. Word.
Yeah. So I mean, a shout out Joe Hill, but I mean,
yeah, I be trying to promote and shit. Shout out Joe.